Now, what's the difference between Bitcoin and obviously, right, the current financial system? Well, it is a decentralized. And what does that mean, decentralized? It sounds like complicated, right? But basically, when you go to your bank to deposit the money, right? What they do is they put on a ledger. This is how much you put in. You put in, you deposit 1,000 dirhams. That's how much 1,000 dirhams is added to your account. And so that banker, right? He actually has to make sure that that's correct. He has to make sure that nobody tries to change it. He has to make sure that it stays, that's accurate. He has to write it somewhere and make sure that no one changes that. Well, Bitcoin has a system where there isn't one person that's managing. There isn't one person that's managing that account. And there isn't one person saying, okay, that's going to be correct. No, it's a complete computer system that's worldwide, and everyone makes sure that when you transfer a Bitcoin to one person to another, that it's actually correct and that no one is trying to cheat anybody else. And that's all, that's the difference, right? It's a system that allows you to make sure that what's written is always accurate, always accurate. And it's true, it's not just, Bitcoin's not just to write down who has what and make sure who has what is correct. It also, you can actually write information into the blockchain to store information permanently, forever, that's never going to change. And it's a little bit difficult, I know, because you're like, what, never going to change? There's got to be a way to change that. There's got to be. and no, Satoshi designed it, the person who actually invented Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. He designed it in such a way that it would be next to impossible. As close to impossible as possible. It's not impossible, because nothing's actually impossible, but as close to impossible as it can be. For example, let's pretend we wanted to go back and roll back information because in Bitcoin, in the example. Let's just say in the future, Bitcoin is the money and the government has a whole bunch of Bitcoin, and then somebody robs that Bitcoin from the government and they're like, no man, that's not going to work for us. We need to change that. We need to re-roll back that transaction so that we can get our money back. Okay, let's see if we could do that with Bitcoin, right? So what has to happen is, in order for this to work with Bitcoin, we have to freeze all transactions. Nobody can transact for a while, right? So let's just say it happened in the 2 weeks plan. It happened 2 weeks ago, right? And so we have to freeze everything and then go back those 2 weeks, rewrite the blockchain, and it's going to take another 2 weeks to rewrite the blockchain. And meanwhile, in that same 2 weeks, nobody can transact. Are you going to agree to that? Probably not. Right? And so, also, let's just say, okay, well, no, okay, fine. Not everybody's going to agree to it. Fine. We'll create a new system, right? You can't create a new system because everybody's on this system, and the way it's designed, it's integrated everywhere, and it's designed in such a way that even the oldest version of Bitcoin still works today. Yeah. So we can have embedded systems everywhere, and satellites and this where, and we can't change them all. So you can't just go, oh, we're going to go this way. Yeah. No, nothing breaks this protocol. So this is why Bitcoin is such a strong currency, and it's going to last for a very long time. Yeah, because remember what I said in the very beginning. When you understand our financial system, your only two choices are support it or be called crazy. And once you start supporting it, it becomes effectively it's a way of you gaining wealth at the expense of everybody else. And so, why would you want to change that? First question was, did I see any crypto going away? Yes, I mean, I have this strategy of trading crypto, all the cryptos. It's called the Little Lady Strategy. You can learn it on my website, www.davincicos.net/videos. It's a free set of videos on how to trade the cryptocurrencies. I've held many different types of crypto, and about I'd say about 450 of them that I own went to zero. Right? So it is possible they go to zero, right? And all the other cryptos, other than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe Binance, are most likely, there's like a 90% chance they're going to zero. So be careful if you're getting into anything else. Yeah, a lot of people, when they think about mining in Bitcoin, they point to it as a weak point, where they say, look, if somebody gets 51% of all the mining capacity, they can destroy Bitcoin. No, they can't. All they can do, right, is what's called a double spend. A double spend is basically sending the money to, like, for example, to somebody, and then saying, you know what, I'm going to send it back. Not send it to. I'm going to change the record so they actually send it to me. Sends it back to me, right? So that's what a double spend is. Basically, you spend it twice, right? And but you can always, when that happens, if somebody were to get 51%, we'd know about it. We'd actually know because everything's public. And then what the exchanges and anyone who's using Bitcoin could do in order to prevent them from actually doing a double spend is just wait more confirmations. So, for example, the best thing to do is wait 6 confirmations before you accept, hey, you know what, the money is here, the Bitcoins are here, and it's permanent. Well, if somebody gets 51%, you can just raise the confirmations to 12, and they have to have more than 51% in order to actually make that double spend occur. So that's one of the things about 51% is attaining 51% doesn't matter. And even then, right, the developer community will find ways to really block that person if they try to do something nasty.
Okay.
But that's all they can do, double spend. That's it. They can't change anything in the Bitcoin architecture at all with 51% of the mining capacity. So now that China is losing that 51% advantage, it's moving obviously to other places in the world and mostly North America. It's not a problem, right, that any country decides to go crazy and say, no Bitcoin here. It's only just going to put them back in its dark ages. Just like, you know, when you say, okay, no capitalism here, you see what happens.